Let's talk about economics today. Now, what do you mean by economics? It is a social science that deals with the study of human behavior in the society in the process of production, consumption, exchange, or the distribution of goods and services with the given resources. And what do you mean by the word economics? The word economics originates from a Greek word oikonomics. This Greek word has two parts, oikos meaning home and nomos meaning management. Hence, economics means home management. The definition of some economics given by the economists. Economics by some of the economics. Adam Smith says that Adam Smith, who is regarded as the father of economics, published a book titled An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Nature and the Causes of the Wealth of the Nations in 1776. He defined economics as a science which inquires into the nature and the cause of the wealth of nations. Wealth definition. He emphasized the production and the growth of the wealth as the subject matter of economics. Alfred Marshall in 1890 stated that the economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. It examines that the part of the individual and the social action which is most closely connected with the attainment and with the use of the material requisites of the well-being. Welfare definition. It is on one side of the study of wealth and on the other side a study of human welfare based on the wealth. Now let's see what Lionel Robbins said. He said that the economics is the science which studies human behavior as a relationship between the ends and the scarce, which means which have the alternative uses. The scarcity definition 1932 emphasized on the choice and the scarcity. In his own words, economics is concerned with that aspect of the behavior which arises from the scarcity of the means to achieve the given ends. Now, Professor Paul A. Samuelson said that the economics is the study of how men and the society choose with or without the use of money to employ the scarce productive resources which have alternative uses to produce the various commodities over time and distribute them for consumption now and in future among the various people and groups of the society. It analyzes that the costs and the benefits of improving the pattern of resource allocation. Growth definition 1948. This definition introduced the dimension of growth under scarce situation. Let's talk a bit about the microeconomics and the macroeconomics. Microeconomics is the study of the economic actions of the individuals and the small groups of the individuals. For example, the individuals, the households, the firms, industries, etc. And what are macroeconomics? Macroeconomics studies the economy as a whole and not a single unit but the combination of all. For example, the national output, overall price level, aggregate, unemployment, etc. Now let's quickly look at the differences between the microeconomics and the macroeconomics. In microeconomics, it deals with the individual units and the effect of the individual decisions regarding the allocation of scarce resources. But in macroeconomics, it deals with the aggregate or the large scale units, that is, the structure, behavior, and the decision making in an economy as a whole. In microeconomics, the word micro is derived from the Greek word mikro, which means small, but the word macro is derived from the Greek word macro, which means large. For macroeconomics, for the micro it applies to the operational or internal issues, but for the macro it applies to the environment or the external issues. In microeconomics, it is considered with a single economic variable such as demand, price, customer, etc. But for the macroeconomics, it is concerned with the aggregates of the economy such as national income, aggregate savings, and the aggregate output. Some other differences are, for the microeconomics, the central issue of the microeconomics is the allocation of the resources and the price determination. But for the macroeconomics, the central issue of macroeconomics is the determination of the overall level of output and the employment. For the microeconomics, it is also called the price theory. For the macroeconomics, it is also called the income theory. Last but not the least, it assumes that all the macroeconomic variables are constant for the micro, and for the macro, it assumes that all the microeconomic variables are constant. Let's get into the topic economic and non-economic activities. For the economic activities, these are those activities whose objective is to earn money and to create wealth. For example, people working in factories, a teacher teaching in a school, etc. But for the non-economic activities, these are those activities whose aim is not to earn money but to satisfy social, physiological, and emotional needs. For example, a housewife cooking food for her family, a teacher teaching his daughter at home, etc. Now we need to note that whether an activity is economic or non-economic activity, it will depend on the purpose of the activity. For example, when a teacher is teaching in the school, it is an economic activity as he or she is getting payment for his or her work. But when the teacher is teaching his or her daughter, then it is a non-economic activity as for this work he or she is not getting her payment. Now let's quickly talk about the differences. For the economic activities, these are those activities whose objective is to earn money and to create wealth. But for the non-economic activities, these are those activities whose aim is not to earn money but to satisfy social, psychological, and emotional needs. For the economic activities, they are guided by the rational consideration as they involve the use of scarce economic resources such as land, labor, capital, etc. But for the non-economic, they are motivated by the emotional and the sentimental reasons. No economic consideration is involved. It leads to creation of wealth and assets for the economic activities, and it leads to satisfaction and happiness for the non-economic activities. People expect profit or money income for the economic activities, and people don't expect money or profit income from the non-economic activities. For example of one economic activity can that of a farmer or teaching in a school, and that of a non-economic activity, one example can be cooking in home, etc. I hope you have now understood the concept of economics. Thank you.